Okay, then. Good. It's here.
Beautiful. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about this, man. I was telling some people about it in Brazil, how, I really needed a daily practice, something. Like I don't care what it is, but in 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 life in general is stressful.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to walk a spiritual path, you need a reminder. You need a reminder on a regular basis, right? So maybe it's going to take morning and night, which is ideal, but just being aware of the fact that we need a daily practice, I need a daily practice, and that breath work is so beneficial to giving energy, relieving stress, and I was just telling everybody at the retreat who wanted to know more about me and what I'm getting into, what I'm doing with Poseidon Healing Center and all this stuff, because I really think that this is going to be that daily practice, you know, to help me stay on track with my mission, the awareness, the daily awareness of life, right? Stay on top of stress, have the energy and clarity to function, you know?
I believe it is the fastest way to reset the body. And I tried many different things for daily practice. And I believe this can be the baseline. Breathwork can be the baseline. And then one can introduce more things like meditation, stretches, yoga, strength. I do surfing, for example, almost every day, or stand-up paddle. But if I travel, I will do the basic always, the breath work, because this what will keep me healthy on my travels and sharp in the mind,
Right.
and, and meet amazing people that are like-minded and want to explore that. And it's safe also. It's a safe way to reset the system. It's
You,
pretty
you
cool.
know, yeah, something that you just said brought me into it because there were times when I did not feel like doing it, right? It becomes a discipline, right? In the mind plays tricks on you. Oh, I don't have time right now. Oh, I really need to be doing this. It's all kinds of just chatter in the mind. But
Mhm.
I just put it out of my mind and sat down and just started doing the breath work, right? Working specifically with the Wim Hof method. You can find a video online, whatever, and just you just start. That's it.
Yeah.
Easy enough to just start. And then after about 3 or 4 rounds, I wanted to go right into a meditation. I wanted to go right into some stretching. I wanted to, you know what I mean? Like you almost like it sets that move. You're in movement right now. So just keep it going.
It's happening in the brain after you change your chemistry while doing 3 to 5 rounds. You change your chemistry. So your chemistry first, your body is more alkaline, and you have more metabolic movement. Basically, you have clear vision because there is more blood flow to the head. There are 40,000 repetitive patterns of thoughts that some of them are what we call like thoughts that are all become the same thoughts.
Right.
And they are sometimes destructive like thoughts. Sometimes, let's say I feel
Yeah.
ashamed, so I want to do something, I feel the shame, so I feel shame. And it's subconscious. So while doing the breath work, it creates like a gap between those thoughts, and it allows us to feel comfortable in the body. And exactly, and then you can do more stretches. You can do, for example, today I did before surfing. I sit on the beach. I didn't plan to do breathwork. I don't plan every day to do breathwork. I just happen. I live a life that is gonna happen. So I
Yeah.
sit. I did 2 rounds, and it's good. Now later on, I'm gonna do 3, 4 rounds more. It's like I allow it to flow in my life. Sometimes I
Right.
wake up and I first think like gentle. And we don't have to be forceful with ourselves, like being compassionate and loving, because this is a long-term practice. Because you can be strong with yourself for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month, and then you will break. I hold the practice now more than 5 years, and it's changing sometimes a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's an easy holding the practice, and it's fun, and always also surrounding with people that are practicing. So I believe in the breath flow dynamics. Our biggest strength will be the community, because we
Right.
support. For example, now I'm in 21 days commitment with a group. I just finished Wim Hof weekend in Pachamama. So I committed
Nice. Yeah.
with them. Tomorrow
Right.
I have, so it's always like we are committed and we hold each other. So in the breath flow dynamics, we will be able to commit and support each other and try different ways, meaning you don't have to do the same Wim Hof every day. You can do different variations of breathing and try how they affect you, because the body will adapt. If you do the same, the body will adapt.
Yeah,
And
and
you
that kind of answers the question of what is breath flow dynamics, and it is that, just, it's dynamic. It's not the same every single day, and switching it up for different benefits, and there are other techniques, and learning that variety. You offer yourself, almost like, learning different types of yoga, for different purposes. But is there anything else to add about, like, what is breath flow dynamics?
so this 90-day course is with a space of holding a practice, meaning support, and a space that we can support each other into that process. It's a container of 90 days.
Right.
So this is something really, I think it's very important for us today to have a container that you will have all the support from your brothers, but also to learn the different techniques and see how they affect you. Because in order to be a breathwork facilitator, we need to transform ourselves and to feel those effects, and then transmit to more effect, and explore and never stop exploring. So basically it's opening up the gate. This 90 days is just the opening of the gate of the unknown world of breathwork, because we know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what type of experience do you think uh the brothers are going to need to join, this experience?
So the container is kind of once a week, and it's 90 minutes of commitment on Zoom.
Right.
So in those 90 minutes, we will have 20 minutes of lecture that it goes into the theory, into the certain topic,
Yep.
let's say nervous system regulation. And then it will be the theory. And then we will have around 30 to 40 minutes of a breathwork session that I will
Practice. Yeah.
on this specific theory, so you can experience, so you can understand, and you can experience in the body. And then we still gonna have around 20 minutes of sharing about this experience and about previous week, how you integrate what you learn. So basically each week we're gonna learn one topic, and we're gonna integrate it during the week.
Perfect. Perfect. So you really don't need, so the guys who are signing up for this, we really don't need previous experience necessarily.
No, this will be totally beginner's mindset
Sure.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
no experience. Exactly, coming fresh but if you have experience, if you have a lot of experience, you will still find it beneficial. But if you have non-experience, you will learn and just explore. Obviously, for me, it's even more recommended people with no experience because you just come more fresh. But everybody is welcome. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Absolutely. And you kind of answered another one of my questions about, what does make this program different than other breathwork programs, is that we are creating the container of 90 days. We're creating a container of our brothers. We are going to be going through this together. We're going to be learning. We're going to be integrating, and part of the group. Like, you're not alone. Like, you are not alone. And um, it's almost like perfect to start something like this in January, because we have this blockage, this resistance to go into the new year, right? I set all these goals, but then you don't have that container, you don't have that support from a facilitator, from your peers in the class as well, and you don't have any of that. And then a few weeks into trying to accomplish your goals for the new year, it just drops off, and there's no one there holding you accountable or saying, hey, I didn't see you, where are you, what's going on, that kind of thing. So it really makes a difference.
I want to use this opportunity and thank you for your understanding and clarity, how you really explain it. It's exactly like that. And we are strong, but how many times we have fallen and we had a brother that gave us a hand. I mean, otherwise we will not create this program because we know that as strong as we are, there is difficult moments. And if you have a brother to be accountable and also come, if you are broken, you still come to that 90 minutes, you still can have like something to support you. And if you're feeling great, you can still come and expand even
Right.
more. So it's not,
Absolutely.
everybody is welcome and everybody can really find that support. It's
Absolutely. Yeah, and it ends up like building and meaning so much more than just breath work at the end, right? It's just like going through anything, you grow together, you learn together, you integrate together, you practice together. Because another thing too is, this would be developing a weekly practice. It's nice to have not only, another person to hold you accountable, but also to practice with.
Exactly. We practice in a group, but we also practice also different breathing exercises, and then you can witness in your own body how is the effect. And then
Right,
you can use what is needed. For example, before extreme sports, you're gonna use the Wim Hof. Let's say when I run, I do exercises, I do the nasal breathing. I don't
right,
inhale. So there are many, many different variations, but you start to understand why to use which one.
right.
And
Absolutely,
so this
absolutely.
is important. Yeah, this is important.
Besides the 90 minutes each week for the Zoom call and for the learning, um, for in that 90 minutes, we're going to be learning about it, practicing it, uh,
And
and then sharing what we're doing, and then we're going to be integrating it through the week. What kind of time commitment do you think that's going to be?
I believe uh, between 20 minutes a day to up to an hour, depend on how much you want to dive
Sure.
in that. But 20 minutes, meaning like this is the minimum of practice. And depend on
Right.
the differences, this is like the minimum of 20 minutes. And tell you the truth, there are days that I don't have 1 hour, but I'm doing the
Right.
20. And some days I have 1 hour, I do 10 rounds, or so 20 minutes is the minimum, yeah.
Yeah, and I think 20 minutes is completely realistic, at least once a day. And hopefully with encouragement and accountability, we can maybe do 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the night, but it's flexible. It can remain flexible, but the participants should know what to expect. Like besides that 90 minutes each day, they should be willing and ready to commit to at least 20 minutes a day of practice. Yeah. Um, so how about attending the live sessions? Because there's going to be 12 of them. There's a question: what if I can't attend all 12 live sessions? Uh, will I still get certified?
So exactly. So the certification is for one person himself and to have really the understanding and really to feel comfortable. The program is developed into different topics. And each time we finish the topic, the next morning, there will be a Zoom recorded session. So everybody will receive it. If you join or
Right.
didn't, you will get. So if something happened and you cannot attend, you will get the recording and it's okay. Now the certification is first that a breathwork facilitator will pass a transformation in the container. So the person start to work on himself, and many of us are already working, but introduce new type of methodology
Right.
and feeling comfortable then to start to share with family, friends, and feeling comfortable to share this new exciting thing, breathwork. So this program will give the tools for self-transformation and facilitating, let's say, family, friends, like a small group. Because the second stage, we will have another meeting 1 week in Costa Rica, which will give us even more tools how to facilitate bigger groups, meaning, I don't know,
Yeah.
10 people or more, or even 4 people or more.
Right.
Now weekend I had 4 people, and it is a group. Even 4 people, it's a lot to hold. And I hold groups of, I mean, I don't know, up to 20, 30, 40. I
Right.
can do it, but you need bigger help, you need support, you need team. So
Absolutely.
you will get the basics to support friends, family, your partner, like a little group. And then slowly you can support each other and lead bigger groups. So it's
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
and learning how to set that container and learning what that support looks like, because breath work can open a gate to all types of things, emotional release, um you know
yeah.
and so you know learning how to hold space for another person is important when facilitating when facilitating these classes, or holding space for a group, or holding space for one other person, to know to know what to expect. And I think this program is going to be interactive in a way that's going to really set that foundation of how to, number one, do it for yourself, hold space for yourself, learn what to expect, and then you start to learn how to hold space for other people.
Totally. It's a huge responsibility to hold space for somebody. And it's always need this humbleness, this connection to the heart, and this listening, and it's a growth. It's a constant growth, and it's something that we grow into. And some people just start to share it, and then slowly learn the tools. But this container, this is how I started. I just loved it, and I started sharing it with everybody. I didn't.
Absolutely, that's the natural way.
But then I realized I don't know what I'm doing, so I started to study Wim Hof. I started to study many other methods too. to understand. Then clarity breathwork, just to now only last week I was supporting clarity breathwork for 9 days, just support
Yep.
because I need to learn more. It's never end. It's like so much
Yeah.
learning, so much support. And so yeah, this responsibility is something that we are growing into, and we will have the basic tools to start to understand.
Right. Yeah, it's almost a natural progression. This work is powerful. It's easy it's so easy to do, but it is so powerful that when you start feeling those changes in yourself, even from the first session, and you go, "Whoa, that really was effective," much less going through an entire course on this magic, you know. But you really start to understand how it's working in your body. And man, I'm telling you, like, you want to talk about it. You know, meeting you in Costa Rica and working with Wim Hof method and clarity breath work and other things, I just had to talk about it, right? But this class is going to be uh, teaching people how to talk about it, but also you know, when you're talking about it, you're wanting other people to do it. Hey, come do breath work with me. But this class is going to be teaching you how to hold space for when you're sharing breath work with other people, and wanting other people to do the breath work with you to reap the benefits. I mean, it's almost natural to want to share. You
Yeah,
know.
we can develop breathwork into a few categories. More the physical, like the Wim Hof method is aiming to focus more on the physical, changing the biochemistry, the pH, adrenaline. And then we have the other one, the holotropic, that or rebirthing, that is more focused on the altered states of consciousness.
Right.
Now, altered states of consciousness can happen in the Wim Hof, yes, but
Absolutely can.
method is not aimed to that. It's aimed
Right.
more into the physical. So then, while we will explore 4 or 5 different methods, we will see, for example, somebody suffer from asthma. We don't need to take him to altered states of consciousness. We need to help him
Right.
to through the nose very slowly, so there will be more
Right.
oxygen reaching to the tissues, and then he will have vasal dilation, and then he can breathe easier. And we can
Right.
do it. I've done it for myself because I was an asthmatic.
Yeah.
So, so we will learn, because in today in the field, what is happening? People learn one thing and they share it for all the world. They think this is the
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
giving medicine, the same medicine to everybody. No, you need to
Right.
understand who's in front of you. What is this goal? You want to explore emotional state. So in that
Right.
case, we don't know even for ourselves. That's why we need the 90 days to practice on ourselves and to understand when to use what. And then you start to like incorporate in your life. And then you're like, oh wow, this athlete needs this session. Suddenly things start to click.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So another question um is the 90-day certification, what is it qualifying us to do?
So we have to check how is it in the United States, but this is basically a certification of participation into a group of learning to facilitate and
Absolutely.
yourself a breathwork. So I
Yeah.
don't have a clear answer on that. There are some requirements to have in certain states, but I
Sure.
as a future after those 90 days, if somebody needs a higher qualification, this will be maybe in the future we will offer something longer and with more
Sure.
the entry gate to really start to understand what is breathwork. And
Right. Yeah, and proof of experience too. I mean, the 90-day certification is going to be proof that you made it through 90 days, and that 90 days included once a week 90 minutes, at least 20 minutes of practice a day. You know, so if someone were to decide to go, you know, forward in the future with breath work, they would at least have um, that certificate handy to say, here, this is the experience that I have so far, and now I'm just looking to build on, you know, build on that experience.
Totally. Now, when I hear you saying it, it it's totally, this is the value of it, because first we need commitment with ourselves, and then the professional. And now this is good also for people that are in the medical field, in the psychology, or any field that they treat or work with people. It's just
Yep,
gonna give more tools to support their patient, and
absolutely.
even that to support themselves, because I'm also receiving a treatment once in a while with a therapist,
Right,
because it's not like you become a therapist, but what about yourself? So it
absolutely.
definitely, this certification is as you describe it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and can you talk a little bit more about the facilitator pathway, right? So moving into this course and then possibly moving into, you know, becoming a breathwork facilitator. How does that look, you know, starting this course and then going out the other side?
I see it as the 90 days is really the first commitment that we need to jump into to understand the theory. And each one of us will go into learning more about different topics. And
Right.
then after completing this, we already have a daily practice, we already have a group, and we have experience and understanding. Then in Costa Rica, it's gonna be one week of a closed container that we're gonna lead. Each one of the facilitators will lead breathing sessions, and then we
Mm,
will help each other improve and take it to more excellent level. And
absolutely.
also a lot of practices of different breath works. I will lead some of them, other will lead more theory, but also to see what is happening when somebody goes into certain state, how to support, when to touch the body, when not to touch, how to
Right.
the speech, music, body temperature, they need to be covered with
Right.
some, or it's many, do we cover the eyes? It's like many little things, but they
Right.
are game changers that cannot be transmitted on Zoom. So these have to be in person.
In person, yeah. And so that'll be an extra that we're going to offer after the 90 days will be separate for anyone who wants to continue the work. So
Exactly.
speaking specifically of these 90 days,
Yes.
what kind of results can the participants expect? Let's say, you know, week to week, but after the 90 days, like, speak a little bit about what they should be what should they be expecting as far as results, you know?
So first, the being part of that container will give this belonging into something new and exciting in life. We start a
Right.
new journey. This is one.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Daily practice, like suddenly you start to practice daily, and it gives certain baseline or certain ground of trusting yourself more, feeling yourself like developing a new relationship with yourself. And this is today very valuable for us, because we pass through many different things in a sense of practices or in our head, and to have something that is always something to come back to every day, it's amazing. Something that doesn't change, like your daily practice. So
Absolutely.
the ability to also support your friends and family with different modalities of breath work, it's a true ability that you're gonna inquire.
Right.
And after the 90 days, you'll be able to lead breathing sessions, let's say small breathing sessions, groups. You will have all the tools. And then if
Right.
you have the opportunity to come to Costa Rica, this will be amazing. but
Yeah.
my intention is to give everything on the 90 days.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean I can speak personally on the transformation of just sitting down on a daily basis for 20 minutes and doing the breath work. You know, you wake up in the morning, I'm exhausted, right? Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe I got a lot on my plate at work or at home or a combination, whatever. Like, I sit down when in the morning and I just do the 20 minutes and I'm a new person. Like I'm a new person. Like it's you know, so that's just one simple result. You know, whereas before the 20 minutes, I was exhausted. I don't want to do this day. I don't want to do this day. I want to stay home. I want to go back to bed, whatever. I'm not in a good mood. Then after the 20 minutes, I'm a completely different person, you know? And
Yeah,
that's just one 20-minute daily practice. Sometimes you have to talk yourself into doing it, but if you can commit to doing it, it's just, I mean, it speaks volumes, much less, you know, the whole 90-day program where you're learning different modalities, you're learning different theories, you're learning about the anatomy and physiology of the body, which is all practical information um, to be able to one, do it effectively for yourself, but then also, you know, explain it to other people because you're gonna want to talk about it. You just, I mean, once you feel it, you're gonna want to talk about it, and it's gonna give you the, you know, it's gonna give you the tools, it's gonna give you the words and the nomenclature and the explanations to be able to talk about it effectively with friends, you know. And so yeah, the results, I just think um I really just can't speak, you know, highly enough about this work, you know.
yeah, it's definitely the fastest way to reset our body. And 20 minutes, we can even do it sometimes in 5 minutes. But it doesn't
Right.
mean we don't need the 20 minutes. Like you can reset and then do the breath work, for example, like what I did before surfing. I reset and soon I'm gonna do 3 to 5 rounds. So you
Right.
will learn really how to know your body and how to change your chemistry. And eventually it's only happening through the mindset. You can
Right.
change it without changing your breath. But this
Right.
practice that is it, it is a practice that can be what monks do for a few lifetimes they born. It's a practice, but it's possible.
Absolutely.
And I've seen these results that is possible. But the first step is doing it physically, like you mentioned, because
Right.
this is the chemistry.
Absolutely. And you know, not to mention the results that it can have on, you know, different types of illnesses, ailments. So as you mentioned, the asthma, and also sports and physical exercise. I mean, that is a huge thing. That if anyone is doing physical activity in the gym or a runner or, you know, loving sports, that they're going
Now
to
I'm
see, you know, they're going to see a benefit of this surfing or you know, any of these things. You know, these are all results. And the one thing that I can say is like that I have discovered that I love about breathwork is that the variety at which we can, you know, use these things to apply at different, you know, different parts of life. You know, it's very functional, it's very versatile, and it's very very effective.
athletic performance. I am so excited because I started doing the breath work and I didn't surf at that time. I was living in the city and I would do, let's say, average of 5 rounds, sometimes 2 times a day. But then I went surfing and suddenly I managed to surf to 30% more. Like meaning
Wow.
usually 2 hours, suddenly a session comfortable, suddenly I surf for 3 hours. And
Wow.
then how possible that something like this can happen. I was amazed by the ability of the body to that I was able to surf much more time without any practice in surfing, like in that time. So
Right.
this made me think, wow, this thing is amazing. After this, I was invited to train the Olympic Costa Rican team of surfing associations, and I trained them here in Nosara, and we are having good results. Like one of them, yeah, they use it. Like they use the breathwork, they use the cold water, so it's something that is like a. So first, we prevent injuries. Second, we can surf longer. And third, we can recover better.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Thank you for, your leadership on this. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I can't wait to get started. I know that we're going to be starting with, some free Zoom calls in the next few months, and we're planning to get started in January, and we're looking for a group of what this you think 15 men.
Yeah, maximum, minimum. It can
Yep.
be around 8 to 15.
Yep. Committed. Ready for the transformation.
Strong group. Yeah, and also to receive support. Like you can, if you feel like this call, you just know that you will have somebody to support you, and you will support a brother. So this group is your next giant leap jump into the world of breathwork. It's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
discovering all the methods and exploring. I bring it all together so we can experience, we can see how it feels, and we can support each other. So
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love that we're doing it for the brothers, and we're going to have a good group of men. I know it. We're going to have really solid uh yeah, we're going to have a really solid group. I'm looking forward to this being the start of 2026 for sure.
yeah,
All right, cool. Thank you, Yati. I really appreciate you answering the questions. And yeah, we'll we'll see everybody real soon, you know what I mean? Let's get these classes up and going.
man, beautiful. Thank
All
you.
right, man.
Soon.
All right, dude. Have a good one. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Same.
All right. Talk soon.